What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. My name's Harry.
And my name's Paige, and in this video we're going to be discussing whether or not you should go to uni or start your career straight from college or sixth form.
Nowadays there's plenty other options available as alternatives to uni. So in this video we're going to just be going over those, our personal experience, and answering the question, should you go to uni?
Should you? Let's find out. Roll the intro.
So off the back of our last video where we did a uni haul in 60 minutes challenge, which was eventful to say the least.
You look so
Never doing a uni haul challenge again. We had a couple of questions through asking whether we were in uni or we worked.
And it got us wondering, why not do a video covering all these questions? So we're the perfect example of it. Harry hasn't been to uni. I've been to 2 unis, which you'll soon find out about in a minute. So we're going to give you a brief overview of both our experiences, so hopefully it'll help you when you come to make your decision.
So unprofessional.
So if you're in college or sixth form at the moment, you'll know there's a huge amount of pressure from friends, teachers, parents, all asking you, what are you going to do with your life? So on top of an already stressful situation, which is applying to unis, applying for apprenticeships, you have all the added pressure from other people. So it's really important just to take a step out and think, what do I actually want to do? I
certainly know when I was in college, I had no idea what to do. All of my classmates were applying for the different unis they wanted to go to, and I just had no idea where I wanted to go, so I was just sat there like... There definitely is a lot of pressure, so we're going to discuss our personal experiences and how we handled the pressure.
So I'll talk you through my long career span. So A-levels, I did English, literature, history and media studies. I got ABC, AB being first year, was gutted at the C in English, but we'll move on. So I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go to uni or not. I was in a bit of a tiz with myself. So I applied for both uni and I applied for an apprenticeship with Bank of America in the investment banking side. Fast forward about 5 months and it is the most stressful occupation ever. Investment banking is not for the faint-hearted.
Is it like Wolf of Wall Street in any way?
Yeah, but without the cocaine.
Oh.
Well, I don't know, I didn't do any, but maybe the people did. But it's just super stressful, so well done to anyone who is in that occupation and is still there and loves it. Well done. So after this, I then went into social media and marketing apprenticeship via the Welsh Government, which I didn't really enjoy. I was enjoying the social media and the marketing side, as media was my favourite subject at A-level, but I just wasn't enjoying the whole thing. Didn't think it was like a full-time, this is what I'm going to do for my career situation. So in May 2 years ago, I then, on a whim, I applied for a media studies degree at the University of East Anglia, and they sent me an acceptance letter within 2 days, like, yeah, we'd love to have you, see you in September. So I was like, buzzing, off to uni, can't wait. Uni had never been something I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's, you know, like a lot of people in school are like, this is what I want to do, I want to go to uni. So I was in Norwich for a year and a half. I was halfway through my second year when things came crashing down. I didn't like my degree anymore. I was struggling being so far away from home. I just met Harry as well during that summer. So Norwich to where we live is 6 hours. Yeah. That was not fun.
It wasn't fun, no. Having to drive down for like 6 hours or even fly, it was just not good. Not good.
So I had all these things that were just not making me feel good anymore, and I was like, do you know what, it's not worth putting myself in this position. I'm just going to leave it, go home, have a year out, just think about what I want to do. And
that's a big decision to make, isn't it?
Huge,
leave uni, you know, a year and a half in, so.
Yeah, because a lot of people were saying to me like, oh, just carry on, like, you know, you haven't got that long left. But it's hard to tell someone that in the position they're in where they're like, I hate it, I don't want to go to lectures, I don't want to be here, like, I just want to go home. During the year that I was at home, I trained to be a personal trainer, so I was working in gym membership sales as well, and I've just been doing that ever since. I reapplied to uni. I'm going to University of Chester in 2 weeks to do sports science, and I feel so much better. I actually want to do this course. It wasn't just like, oh, I'll just do media because I did it at A-level. I thoroughly can't wait to start learning about sports science and the more in-depth side. And yeah, that's my long and quite sad career span.
So going to uni when you're not 100% sure what you want to do might not be the best option then, by the sounds of your personal experience then.
What I wanted to get across out of telling you that whole spiel about my life is that don't go to uni unless you are 100% sure that A, you want to go and you want to be away from home and you want to be independent, and B, make sure it's a subject that you literally love and you're happy to spend hours and hours and hours a day on. That's what I want to get across across from that.
So I was actually completely different to Paige. I went to college out of school to study media and photography because I really enjoyed doing those. I was doing them as a hobby on the side, making a couple of videos here and there and taking pictures, so I thought I'll do them in college. I really enjoyed doing both of those subjects in college, and I wouldn't be where I am today without doing those. I learned how to use Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, literally any other Adobe software you can imagine, how to film properly, take pictures, literally everything.
Just notice a difference as well. So Harry just talked about media then, where it was production based. My degree was media studies, so it was complete theory. So all the fun stuff that Harry's using Photoshop and everything for, I had none. I was learning about theorists in the 18th century, so Harry's just had a lot more fun.
But when it came to the last year, all my friends were talking about going to uni and UCAS stuff rolled around, and I just thought, do I actually want to go to uni? I really wasn't sure at all what I wanted to do. So I decided to apply for uni, and I did, in Manchester Met, and that was to do media production as well. I actually did get in there, but I later decided that I just didn't want to go because I just really didn't feel that passionate about it. I think if I did go, I might have done what Paige did and maybe dropped out, or just not enjoyed it and just kind of got through it but not really had the best time. As all my classmates were going off to uni, I decided I want to get a job. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do at the time, so I thought I'd go for just whatever I could get really, which probably wasn't the smartest move. But I actually started working in a call centre for a holiday home agency, which wasn't great at all. It wasn't cold calling, but you were basically receiving calls constantly all day long.
That sounds tiring.
Yeah, it was horrible. The good thing about working there was I got loads of customer service experience, which is great for the CV. I learned how to be a professional in a workplace, how to speak to customers properly, and how to just have a job in general, really. And I really wasn't happy there, but I didn't quite know how to bridge the gap to what I actually wanted to do, and I always kind of wanted to do media or marketing, something along that lines, but I really didn't know how to get there basically. And when I was there, an internal role for a marketing position came up. I decided to apply for it because being internal, I had quite a good chance to get it. So I applied, I did loads of research into marketing because I didn't know too much back then. And I had the interview, but I didn't get it, unfortunately.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really.
Off the back of that, I finally knew what I wanted to do, and it was marketing. So I used all my experience from that interview and I started applying for other marketing roles in the area. But I just applied for loads and I got a couple of interviews and sat them and eventually got one. I stayed in that role for about a year. I was doing just social media, a bit of graphic design, but then I started looking into PPC, which is pay-per-click advertising. I won't go into it too much, but advertising on Google, basically.
It's confusing.
I applied for a couple of jobs there, again, really entry level, using my experience that I'd gained from my last job in marketing to get me a higher job in marketing. I bridged another gap and managed to get into PPC. I do PPC for a really good agency called We Influence. But the general gist of what I'm trying to get across is that I didn't go to uni. I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do, but I started off just doing basic customer service role to get the initial experience, and I used that experience from that role to get a basic marketing job, and with the basic marketing job experience I used to get a higher marketing job. So it was using my different roles and what I learned in each one to get me higher and higher to where I am today.
So you've heard two sides of the story. You've heard Harry, who hasn't been to uni and doing really well, and then me, who's just about to go to uni. So what we want to get across now is that it's very career dependent on whether you should go to uni or not.
Certain industries that you can work in, such as marketing, things like that, you don't necessarily need a degree. Like, I didn't have a degree, but based off experience from other roles I've had, they qualified me for the job. Whereas if you wanted to be a doctor, a vet, or any type of skilled professional like that, they certainly do require a degree.
So I've trained myself up to be a personal trainer, so I've done online qualifications. But what I'm most interested in is like performance analysis for like Olympic athletes, for sports teams, and for that I definitely would need a degree, hence why I'm doing sports science.
So there isn't a one solution to fit all. It definitely is dependent on what profession you actually want to go in, if you even know what you want to go in at this point. Without a degree, it does put you on the back pedal. Certainly getting started is really, really hard. So you have to use other resources such as online classes, even YouTube videos to actually build up your experience. So we've finally finished speaking about us. So we just want to discuss what options are available to you, because it isn't just going to uni or going to work. There are a lot of other options available, especially nowadays, that you can go and do after you finish college or sixth form.
So the obvious option you have after sixth form is to go to uni. The second, probably Second most popular is to get an apprenticeship. So the main thing and the main draw, I think, of an apprenticeship is that you can literally finally break free from the classroom. So you can go straight into a workplace. So you're earning money, yeah, it might not be a lot, but you're getting qualifications while you're working, you're interacting in a workplace, and it can give you a great head start onto your career. I did an apprenticeship with Government Wales. I'm sure England and Scotland have a similar one. So it's where they post all the relevant apprenticeships around you, around your area, and you can just click on, read about it, and just see if it's something you'd be interested in.
You get to earn money, work, and earn qualifications at the same time. So a win, win, win.
Win.
Aside from going to uni or an apprenticeship, you could consider going on a gap year.
Gap year.
Gap year.
Gap year.
Brilliant way to just take a break from studying.
Yeah.
College and sixth form can be really hard and really stressful with the A levels and whatnot. So it's nice to just take a year out just to decide what you want to do. If you don't know what to do, definitely don't rush into a decision.
And even if you are sure that you want to go to uni and you've deferred your offer from UCAS, it can just be a nice year to just maybe go and see some of the places you've always wanted to see. I know a couple of people that did that. They just left school, went and travelled for a year and then came back and took up their uni place. So it's just a nice year to earn some money and just prepare yourself for university. So another option that you have is to study overseas, and I feel like this one really isn't promoted in school.
No, this is definitely something I didn't hear about when I was in college.
Basically what we're suggesting is that you could go and pick to study in Germany, in France, maybe even America, Australia. If you want to study and travelling really appeal to you as well, why not combine both of them? Go and study in America or go and study in Australia.
It adds a nice dynamic to learning because you're not just in uni, you're learning about a new culture, even picking up the language whilst you're there as well. Something interesting we found out whilst researching this, I'll just pull it up now. HSBC did a study and determined that Germany was actually the cheapest place to study in at half the annual cost of the UK, which is just crazy. Half of the cost. And France was actually the second cheapest. So this is something that you could consider if travelling and studying appeal to you.
And even if your sixth form haven't really spoke about the options, go and see your advisor, pull up some information online. It's obviously not through UCAS because that's a UK platform, but there will be an equivalent. I imagine like they would be able to help you sort that out.
And last but not least is just starting your career straight away, like I did.
Straight off the gun. That was funny.
So if you don't know where to start with this, because it can be really confusing unless you do know what you want to do, go and speak to your local careers advisor. I'm sure there's one in your college or sixth form or something like that. You can also seek advice from your local government careers centre. I know there's one where I live, so you can go there and they can basically give you some advice on how to start it off. God, well, I don't know about you, Paige, but I'm absolutely pooped. After all the research we did this morning for the video,
I know.
and reading those out, there's a lot of options out there.
Yeah, it's easy to think it's just uni or career. It really isn't. There's so much more.
So hopefully one of them sounded interesting to you.
Hopefully.
Hopefully at least one did.
Yeah.
But there's certainly a lot out there. Hopefully this video just opened your eyes to the possibilities and the other opportunities out there that you could get involved with.
See, Harry hasn't been to uni. I'm going / have been, and we're both incredibly happy either way.
Yeah.
So it's really not one or the other which will bring you the utmost happiness and success.
But guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video as much as we enjoyed making it. We did have a laugh researching and filming for this video.
Yeah.
And if you did find at least one thing helpful or interesting, let us know. Drop a like down below and subscribe.
Yes.
And hit the bell as well.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell.
So we've got a lot of cool videos in the pipeline for the next couple of weeks. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.